Hi, Captain Al Lorenzetti here for SkimmerOutdoors.com, Trophy Fishing Tackle, Bergen Bay Docks, Patty Ann Charters, and Captree Clam. Bringing a weekend update fishing forecast. This would be for December 5th, 6th, 7th. Looking ahead, I'm looking at the weather, and it looks like it's going to be beautiful. Beautiful. No wind, and in the 40s. So, definitely fishable. I believe there's still some striped bass on the outside. And that would be, I'm guessing that's the game, jigging, striped bass. So, if you can think of something else, let me know. So we're down to like the nitty gritty now. Before I forget, don't forget that Mercury's giving away a free engine up to 300 horsepower. So all you have to do is go on their website, look for the contest, whatever, and sign up. Of course, they're going to email you stuff, a couple of things, but hey, who knows? You get lucky, you're getting a $30,000 motor for nothing. So let's see. Other than that, I really don't have much to report. So we might as well get into a Captain Al story. Years ago, I'm talking back around the 80s. Now, you got to remember, I'm fishing heavy duty with my buddy Paul Krause. Wasn't like today. There were very, very few bunker. They were still seining them off of New Jersey. So it was really, they were taking everything. Maybe you'd see a school. When you found a school of bunker, it was golden. You were in. But you could spend a whole day looking and find nothing in the ocean. Sometimes a school would come inside. Oh man, that was some great fishing. Bunker pot, running through the bay, the inlet area, with fish on them. It was like mayhem. But that's unusual. That doesn't happen often. So being a crazy bass hound as I was, and Paul, I'm fishing the inside pieces. Well, I call them pieces. I'll get into that maybe another time, but I'd watch my recorder over all the years and I marked anything on the bottom that I see that looks like structure. So there was this one rip fairly close to the Coast Guard station area between the Coast Guard and the lighthouse that was making up real good. And rip lines are important because that's where there's a radical change in depth. Striped bass is an ambush feeder. They lay behind that drop-off, wall of sand. They just sit there. They don't have to fight the tide, and they wait for something to come over the top. Boom, they come up and eat it, right? Ambush it. So I'm hitting all my spots. I'm with Paul. Trying this one, trying that one, trying that one. Maybe we had to pick up, I don't know, maybe we had one fish or something. And then I go to this one spot on that rip line I told you. And there's a little piece of structure. The rip came around, and then there was a boil. By a boil, I mean there's some structure on the bottom, and it creates up on the surface of the water like a weird kind of swelling or spinning of water. We got in there, two of us on, two fish, back another drift, two more fish, back another drift, two more fish, back another fish, two more fish. And then lights out, shut down. So that was from 2.5 hours into the outgoing until about 3 hours and 15 minutes of the outgoing, right? Before that and after that, you couldn't catch. So now, every day, that becomes a little later. If it were 3 in the afternoon, the next day would be 4 in the afternoon, then roughly 5 in the afternoon. Paul and I hit every tide. 4 in the afternoon, 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the afternoon, 4:30 in the, it was like, we did that for probably 5 days straight before it all petered out. And this is when nobody was catching striped bass. We had 30 fish. The average weight was 30 pounds, and the biggest fish was 48. So that's what you call sharpie bass fishing on the inside. John just came in. He said, Al, we're running some good sales for Christmas. All of the Nomad jigs, and these are dynamite. I mean, these things catch. All 30% off. I don't care how flamboyant it is or whatever, but every Nomad jig 30% off. And also Tsunami rods, 30% off on these as well. And they're not high price. I mean, you look at this rod, $62 and 30% off. You're getting a rod for almost nothing. I mean, and I use them. I use the Tsunami rods. I think they're fine. And that's a steal. Here you go. Look at this. Look at this great rod. Oh wow. All right. Great fluke fishing rod. Very cool. That's it. All right.